Dear students, today we will learn a new poem named as Know Then Thyself, that is written by Alexander Pope. Alexander Pope is considered to be the most outstanding literary figure of the new classical age. Although he was born to Catholic parents, so Pope was an outsider to the Protestant dominated society of the 18th century England. He was a famous satirist of his time, but he followed the rule and frameworks that is written by ancient Greek and Roman writers. His most famous poem is The Rape of the Lock, which is also a fine satire. He also wrote a number of philosophical poems. Pope experimented with various literary and poetical forms, dealing with social and intellectual themes. His poetry exposes the social hypocrisies and vanities of his contemporaries. He wrote in a language that was chaste and flawless. He brought the heroic couplet to perfection. The present poem, Know Then Thyself, is also a philosophical poem that talks about that we should try to know ourselves first. As in the poem indicates, know then thyself, presume not God to scan, the proper study of mankind is man. The first two lines of the poem indicates that man should try to know himself first. We should not try to judge others. We should not presume ourselves God, because it is the God who try to scan other, not the man. The proper study of mankind is man means that if we study ourselves, it means we study the whole humankind, the whole mankind. So it is necessary that we should study man, we should study ourselves. Man occupies a paradoxical position in this world. He is a link between God and animal. The man is a strange mixture of opposite qualities. He is ignorant as well as wise. He is wise as well as ignorant. He is weak, that he cannot be a stoic. He cannot decide whether he should act or rest. He does not know whether he should consider himself a god or a beast. He cannot decide whether he should prefer his body or mind. In another sentences or in another way, a man is born only to die, but he provides reason. He provides reasons in spite of his mistakes. He is a mixture of thoughts and feelings. He has God has made mad in such a way that he can either rise and be a god, and he can fall and be a beast. Just open your books. Now we are going to learn line wise. Focus on the text now. Know then thyself, presume not God to scan, the proper study of mankind is man, placed on this isthmus of a middle state of being darkly wise and rudely great. In these lines, the poet talks about that we should try to study ourselves, we should try to know ourselves. We should not try to judge others. The proper study of mankind is man means the proper study of the humanity is to study himself, to study the man. Man occupies a middle position. Placed on this isthmus of a middle state means he occupies middle position. He is wise as well as rude. Sometimes he react as that he is wise, sometimes he react rudely. With too much knowledge for the skeptic side, with too much weakness for the stoic pride, he hangs between, in doubt to act or rest, in doubt to deem himself a god or beast. These lines also tells us that man has too much knowledge, but he also has too much weaknesses. He hangs between whether he remains in doubt whether to act or to rest. He is in doubt that either he is god or beast, because he has mixture quality. He has both the qualities. When we do good work, we are god. When we do behavior or work that is not appropriate to society or to people, then he became a beast. In doubt his mind or body to prefer, he always live in doubt whether he should prefer his body or his mind. Born but to die and reasoning but to error, alike in ignorance, his reason such, whether he thinks too little or too much. In this line, Alexander Pope focused on that he lives in ignorance. Man is born to die. Everyone knows about this fact, but he provides reasoning that has errors. He live in ignorance. He is not able to know what to do and what not to do. He thinks, sometimes he thinks a little, but sometimes he thinks too much. He has chaos of thought in his mind. Chaos of thought means disorder of thoughts, not able to understand thoughts and passions, not able to process the feelings, all confused, always live in a state of confusion. Still by himself, abused and disabused, created half to rise, half to fall, great Lord of all things, yet prey to all. In these lines, the poet says that man do half work that made him rise, and half work that made him fall. Always live in confusion, has chaos of thought, has disorder of thoughts, not able to understand what to do, what not to do. He is a great Lord of all things. He occupies, he has lot of things, yet a prey to all. Soldiers of truth in the endless error hurdle, the glory, jest, and the riddle of the world. In other words, he has the capacity to realize what is good or bad for him. He is the supreme creature and master of all the things around him, yet he often falls prey to them. He is the only judge of truth, yet he commits number of mistakes. He is the glory of the world because he has knowledge and wisdom, but he is also just of the world because he commits many mistakes. He is a riddle of the world because he is neither an angel nor an animal. He falls between the two. He is neither an angel nor an animal. So, in this poem, the poet talks about the man is always confused. He is not of that he cannot decide between the two courses of action, what to do, what not to do. He has lot of abilities, he has lot of powers, but he has also so much weaknesses. He hangs between what to do, what not to do. He occupies a position that is between a god or a beast. When he do good things, he became a god. When he do things, so human beings should learn to look at themselves and try to know their own nature, try to know their own knowledge, try to know about their own weaknesses, and man should not try to know or try to judge others. So this is a philosophical poem, and this poem is taken from a famous work that is known as Essay on Man, Epistle 2, that was written in 1729. So this poem is taken from a great work that is known as Essay on Man. The main theme of the poem is that we should try to know ourselves, and man should try to learn or look at themselves. We should not try to judge other. The whole poem talks about the paradoxical situation that man occupies in this world. He is a bundle of contradictions. He considers himself the sole judge of truth, but he commits many mistakes in life. He is in the middle position between a god and being a beast. Man is the supreme creature in the world. God has made him such a way that he can rise and be equal to the God. But this seldom happens. There are number of limitations on man's knowledge and capabilities. He can rise and become a god, but his opposite qualities pull him toward being an animal. He wants to develop a stoic attitude to pain and suffering, but he is full of weaknesses. Thus, he cannot become a stoic. He always remains in doubt and cannot decide what to choose. The main theme of the poem is he has lot of limitations, but he has knowledge too. He should try to know himself. He should not try to judge others. That is the main essence of the poem. Thank you. We will learn in the next class about the question and answers of the poem, the short questions, long questions, and also about the explanation of the stanza in a deep way. Okay, thank you.